Okay, I think we are good now. Yes, we are good. We are good. So let me share this link out. Talking all things YouTube and YouTube business. Okay, sweet. So let's just get straight into this, man. So I'm gonna do a different stream because I was testing out some new setup. I'm using Meld Studio for my streaming integration, and that's how I'm broadcasting to you. So my name is Santino. I am the creator of First Party, and it is built for businesses that grow on YouTube. YouTube brings the client, First Party helps you run the business behind it. So that's where I want to get into. I did a stream a few days ago and I was talking about idea banking, which is something inside of First Party. But in this one, I want to just refresh and update my webinar. So I will take the time to go through that with you right now. So first of all, before we actually, and this is going to be a long stream, I have a feeling. I had some technical difficulties, but I'm ready to go in. I am actually ready to go in. So grow your business on YouTube. YouTube brings the clients, First Party brings and runs the business behind it. Okay. So I'm going to start with some questions first. Let me take a big drink because this is going to be a long stream. Let me just check here. All right. Cool. So, questions, true or false? Now, you know exactly which YouTube video generated your last paying client. Do you know? I'll wait. For most of you, the answer is going to be false. And it's not your fault. It's the tools that you're using. They weren't built to show you that, right? And we're going to fix that in this webinar. True or false? Every person who watches your YouTube videos and could become a client has a way to enter your world automatically after watching. For most businesses, the answer is false, right? There's no system. Views happen and then nothing. So we're going to fix that in the webinar. Now, true or false, you would know within 24 hours if a video you posted was generating client inquiries or not. I'll wait. False for the most of you. You post and you hope. We're replacing hope with data in this webinar. True or false, your YouTube channel is currently connected to your email list, your booking system, and your revenue all in one place. I'll wait for a second. But if the answer is false, you're running a disconnected business, and every day that continues is costing you clients you'll never know you lost. And this is why YouTube is great. True or false, you need a big audience before YouTube can get you clients. False. I am going to show you that systems matter more than size. Pause. And by the end of the webinar, you're going to have the same system that I'm talking about. So this is what I would hazard a guess. Okay, I'm going to say that. I'm not going to assume. I am just going to hazard a guess that this is your current pain points. Okay, this is what your current pain points are. So you're on this webinar or you're watching a replay on YouTube, you're making content, you might be getting some decent numbers, but you're not sure if any of it is actually working, okay? And let me know in the chat if this is you, right? You post and you move on, and somewhere in the back of your mind, you wonder whether YouTube is actually worth it. Is it worth the time that you're putting into it? Should I just quit? And that uncertainty is the problem that I'm going to help solve in this webinar. Not with theory, but with a live system that I'm going to build and share with you on screen. Okay? So that is where I think you are. And this is my agenda. Before we go any further, I want to be transparent with you. I have two agendas at this webinar. One is to show you this full, complete system of attribution, the capture, the follow-up, the whole back end, and you can implement everything I show you for free using the tools that I recommend. The second thing of my agenda is I'm going to tell you first about first party, the software that I built to run this entire YouTube enterprise system automatically, so you don't have to stitch together yourself. You don't have to pay for this subscription and that subscription. And I'm going to show you toward the midpoint of this webinar, okay? Because I'm going to go through certain things, and then I'm going to actually physically show you what it looks like and how it can be applicable to you. And if not, everything you learn in this webinar still works without it. Either way, you're going to leave with a system. Sound fair enough? Cool. Post. Exactly. Shout out to Young in the chat, Ghostman. He said post. That's exactly what you guys need to do. So let's keep it moving, because this is going to be a mammoth pause stream. All right. So remember this quote about success. Success is more about not doing stupid things than doing genius things. Remember that. So I want to just preface who this is for, okay? It's very important that I do this because, you know, today I was attacked by some some scrupulous people on YouTube Shorts. I was being positive, they was being negative. But hey, it's the nature of the business. So who this is for? You use or want to start using YouTube to get clients and make more sales, make more money, obviously. Economy is pretty pants, so everybody wants to make more money right now. Your business does or is targeting 50K a month and above. You're serious about building infrastructure around your content. You recognize that you don't understand branding principles, maybe. You want customers, not just followers. You want sales, not just views. You want to develop and grow a relationship with your audience. You create or want to create content to market your services, which is respectful, right? You want to get your products and services out there. You obsess over your customers like Jeff Bezos, right? You don't have super tech web or app design expertise, and you invest and believe in your ability and your business potential. That's who this is for. Now, I have to state here who this is not for. Okay, this is very clear. If you're lazy and think anyone online is a scam, this is not for you. If you think, oh, you're looking for get rich quick schemes, not for you. You think followers or customers, this is not for you. You don't create anything and just yap and send abuse like you said to me all day, not for you. You don't believe in yourself, this is not for you. You think followers equals revenue, not for you. You don't reinvest in your business if you have one, it's not for you. And you want everything for free, definitely not for you. You never pay for technology, also not for you. And you're still looking for a content hack and not a business system. This webinar is not for you. Get out, just get out. No, I'm joking. Well, I'm not joking, get out. Okay. So your likely problems, okay, you're making content, but you cannot tell, which video got you your last client. I experienced this with a previous client of mine, and this was a big problem. Hence why I started building all this, technology and systems, because that was my job as a chief creative strategist. I had to figure out what's going on with the leads, what's going on with the content, etc. Your audience data lives on YouTube servers, not yours. Shout out to YouTube. We love YouTube. You're running 5 different tools that do not talk to each other. Another problem in a lot of businesses, they've got all these fragmented systems, and they're paying for this and they're paying for that, and they just don't all speak to each other, okay? And every time you post, you hope, but you cannot measure, okay? Ghost customers, aka Casper the Friendly Ghost, everywhere. People watching and disappearing. They're falling through the cracks. They're flying through the walls. They're just disappearing on you. And big tech owns your audience, not you, okay? So this big paradigm shift, right? Every video you post should be measured and tracked. The saying goes, measure once, don't cut twice. Or measure twice, cut once. That's it. Measure twice, cut once. Because if you just put more effort into measuring, then you can just make a calculated decision on the next move or the next video that you post. So every video you post should be measured and tracked, okay? So I want to give you some examples of some fragmented software that you probably got. And again, this is not about just showing you some software that you can buy. Of course you can do that, but I put this into like a framework. This is a system. So I'm explaining to you, this is how I use my own systems to run my YouTube enterprise, right? My business that is backed by YouTube. So you're probably paying, between $129 to $1,600, maybe $2,000 a month on a variety of software. It doesn't matter your niche, doesn't matter if you're a thumbnail guy, SEO guy, strategy guy, editor, creator, writer, influencer manager. You're paying for the same stuff, really, okay? And I'm not going to read all of these other people out, but you can see on screen, that's what you're paying. And it pretty much, it starts to rack up, okay? It actually starts to rack up. So that is a fragmented software stack. That's not like one system where you can just do all the things you need to do. You might use one for this and one for that, one for physical products, digital, one for funnels, one for emails. Like everything's all over the place. And that's not good. So there's a solution for you. First party, the creator operating system for businesses that grow on YouTube, right? I ask questions all day long on LinkedIn. I'm like, who's doing this? Who's doing that? And even though there's people that follow me, I got proof that LinkedIn is showing my posts to them. Even though I interact with people in the DMs, and I am really starting to get sick of a lot of these DMs because it's from people who don't do any research. And when you don't do any research about who you're actually reaching out to, you end up wasting both of our times because it's just not good, okay? So one platform replacing attribution, email marketing, campaigns, checkout, physical digital products, analytics, and a ton more. And I'm going to introduce you Prelude 26. We've actually moved on from 2601 of the writing of this webinar, but I think we're on 26.06 now. So there's more upgrades, okay? So what does it do? Well, it's going to help you monetize, it's going to help you grow, it's going to help you manage. Pretty simple. Help you monetize, help you grow, and help you manage your YouTube business, your YouTube enterprise, right? Now, we've got pre-built aesthetics design built in. So you don't have to worry about designing anything. That's done, right? You've got audio uploads. You do podcasts, music, whatever. Anything audio, you've got unlimited audio. Link tracking and attribution, which I'm going to show you what that actually looks like in this webinar because we're going to go deep on this one. This might be one of those videos where I say 4-hour masterclass on growth, monetization, and management of YouTube. Boom, there you go. Trust scoring. We're going to break down why Google says 7 hours and why I think that's actually increased to 600,000 hours, and I'll get to that. Email exports, first party brand calculator, yada, yada, yada. The list goes on. I don't have to teach you how to suck eggs. You can read if you're here. So these are the things, and even since then, we've added more, which I'm going to save till later and show you because you're going to be blown away. Now, who are first party and why us? Well, my name's Santino. I built first party. I made it because it didn't exist. I needed something specifically. Full stack software developer, entrepreneur. Built software solutions for businesses and creators. Been creating online for over 15 years. Worked in Hollywood, Los Angeles, blah, blah. Worked with Interscope, Google, Sony, blah, blah. Worked with the BBC, blah, blah. Partnered with Google again for first party because that's one of our tech partners here. I'm cool. I'd like to think so. And I like to help creators. Like, I like to pour out and help other creators like myself. Okay. And I own and developed over 40 apps and websites. I also make my own watches, which is pretty cool as well. Yeah, qualified jeweler. So that's a bit about me. All right. Now the offer, we're going to skip past that because we don't have that one anymore. So you have two options. Okay. One, you can listen to me. You can listen and make use of these tools, and you can help monetize, grow, and manage your own business. Okay. I'll skip back. I'm going to skip back a bit. So the offer at the moment, which I'll get to later a bit more depth, is first party is $200 a month for all-in-one system. And when I show you it, you'll understand why. Okay. You're going to be like, bro, $200 a month, that's a lot of money right now. It is. But you are paying for these software tools, maybe $50 for that, $100 for that, $60 for that, about $200 on tokens, then you're going to pay X on, all these other softwares. I'm going to mention no names, but you're paying a lot, $100 for this community platform. It's all over the place, and they don't do everything that you need to run your YouTube business in one place. If you want to go annual, it's $2,000, and if you want the lifetime offer, it's $3,000. However, I do have a massive offer for you, because if you see what you like here in this webinar, and you're thinking, you know what, I actually need that for my business, okay, then you're going to get 85% off of the monthly, which makes it $30 a month. I cannot be any fairer than that. I'm providing you the best tools, cheaper than the market is offering, with better tools. So you're getting better tools for less. There is no cap on that. The first 25, that's the only cap. That will be open to you. Whoever watches this video uses the code. Once the code's finished, it's finished. So you're going to get from $200 to $30. That's my gift from me to you, because I want you to use it. And more importantly, I want you to give a testimonial in the community, which I just leaked. And then I want to get a testimonial for the website. So I'm giving you a massively heavily discount, and we'll get to that. Okay. So let's just review the tape. You need to track and measure every video. Wait, did I miss something? You have two choices. Run your YouTube business blind with 5 or more fragmented tools. That's option A. Or B, you can run it on first party, everything in one place, set it up for you personally, book a demo call, and see for yourself. But in this case, I'm just going to show it to you here. I'm going to do a super long pause masterclass webinar, right? This is no guru talk. This is Unk talk, right? The guru era is finished. So we're going to review the tape. You need to track and measure every video. First part is your all-in-one system offer that I'm giving you. Stop paying for fragmented software. There's no point. No more posting and hoping. No more chasing Casper the Friendly Ghost. Right? It's time to own your data, automate almost everything, and focus on posting videos on the internet. That is the thing that's going to move the needle, which you'll see me talk about forever and more on my channel. Just post, post, post. Now, if I had motion on this channel, then we'd have like 500 people in the chat, but we don't, which is fine, but we'll get there. So question and answers, put them in the comments. So as I told you, first party is my YouTube enterprise system, okay? Yes, it's a piece of software, but this is a system of how to manage your business on the internet, built for businesses that grow on YouTube, okay? So let me just show you where we start off here. Check the LinkedIn. All right, nothing popping there. Cool. In the previous video, which I'm not going to talk about because I've done a stream on that, I talked about idea banking. That is in here, okay? This is all the creative stuff that and ideation tools, script writing tools, format tools, which I've just upgraded as well. This is where you do all the creativity, right, of the content. But this whole system that you see here, this interface, this is how you just manage your business. So you don't have to think about all this stuff because it's all inside of here. All you have to do is come up with the ideas, put the ideas out, and then this will track everything. Of course, you've got to input some things, but for the most part, it will track everything for you. All right. The community I'm going to talk about last because that's something I'm super excited about, and I think is going to change the game for the people who use first party and are part of this community. But we talked about idea banking, so that was the previous stream. Now we're talking about measure. So in my system of publishing content, measure, reach, and the money, right? This is crucial because, as I said earlier in the stream, you want to measure twice, cut once. That is how the saying goes. And it's the same thing for everything that you have, which is a digital asset, right? A video asset. You want to measure twice and cut once. Because if you measure, then you're going to actually know, okay, this is what's working and moving the needle. So here, this first interface that you'll see, this is the screens, I guess, where I'm like, looking at my test data here, and I'm seeing, right, what's going on? Where am I getting the traffic from? Seems to be IG. Let's have another little look here. We're going to use the pie chart, and clearly I could see this is where I'm getting the traffic from. So that's one tick box. I'm like, this is where I'm getting traffic from the most. Let me and my team, if you've got a team, double down on content here. Okay, brilliant. You got another view here, so you can see clearly that's where the traffic's coming from. And you've got a nice little view here, which just been upgraded, so it's a bit more cleaner, right? Now, performance, this is where you can drill down a bit more. You can see the revenues, you can see conversion rates, you can see all of this last data, last clicked, all of these things that you might want to be checking as you're putting out ads maybe, or you're putting out organic content on a daily basis. And this applies, again, not just for creators, this applies for people who are SEO guys, thumbnail designers, editors, because you're always canvassing and prospecting new clients. So as I told a guy the other day, why are you not doing YouTube? He was like, oh, da, 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 da. No, wrong answer. Like, make a YouTube channel right now. Just come off the DM and go make the channel and post something. That's what you should be doing. And like I said, it's applicable for everyone in the ecosystem. Then you've got links. Now you're going to see a little bit more of a different view, but you can now see, like, at a glance, 10 per page, which are the links that are performing the most. Just different viewpoints, different like lenses to look through to see, okay, this is where my activity is happening. Now, here's where it gets a little bit more technical. So I'm going to show you this channel, which is mine, Intelligent Onk. Okay, I'm going to do a quick refresh. I think we hit 50 subscribers now. Let's have a look, unless someone unsubscribed in between that time. Boom, there we go. 50 subscribers. Let's go. All right. So Intelligent Onk, that's my videos that I sync. So here now, thing with link tracking and attribution. Essentially, this is how you're going to see which of your videos perform the best on YouTube. Now, you could have one tracking link, which a lot of software give you. And it's like, oh, this is how many clicks you've had. But it doesn't tell you the conversion. It doesn't tell you which specific video got you that conversion. Because if you only got one link, it's just kind of mixing in to one place and messing up the data. Whereas in first party, you can set links to each specific video, and you can then track over time which videos perform the most. And that's powerful because once you know that, you can then make more content like that. For example, this short video that I did today, I think it's on about 1,200 views now, which is probably the highest performing short on this channel. You know, I started doing shorts on the reignition of this channel, and yeah, they're doing well, right? I'm just telling people to post and just basically dropping some gems that I think is valuable for other creators, okay? Now, I could put a link to this, whether it's subscription link, product, newsletter, whatever it is. I can put a specific link to that, and I'll be able to track how many people is actually clicking based off of this video, because then I know, okay, do more videos like that. That's how you get to winning, right? So this is how I would be tracking all of the videos and all of the conversion metrics that are of interest to me, okay? So that's your link tracking and attribution to summarize there, okay? Now, I'm going to go back to trust score. So I told you earlier about Google, and I said that Google did a study. This was probably a few years ago now, and they basically said that the average consumer needs to see 7 hours worth of content before they make a buying decision. And if they don't see 7 hours of content before they make a buying decision, they're not going to make a buying decision. Pretty simple, okay? Now, I think personally that I think the game's changed. I think you've got to do a lot more content than that. I think you've got to do 600,000 minutes, right? I think you got to do 600,000 minutes, which off memory, I believe is about 10 hours, 10,000 hours, sorry. I'll double check that. But because 7 hours is just not going to cut it. Like, you could do 7 hours worth of content, but at the same time, like, a lot of people are not going to even have still seen that. So where I see people winning the most is the people who keep showing up on my feed. Like, I might subscribe to them, yes, but I could subscribe to someone and they post, I don't know, once every 2 weeks, once every month, once every 3 weeks, whatever. I might just not see them. But for those who are posting like every day, And they live rent free. That's what you've got to get to. You've got to live rent free in people's brain. That's how you're going to build up the trust. So I built something called Trust Score, which is a visual aid to help you keep track of the trust minutes that you have on your channel. So as you can see here, this is my car channel. I'm driving foreigns. Don't subscribe if you don't like cars, but if you do like cars, specifically Mercedes, then you should subscribe. But But I've got 221 minutes. I've only got 13 videos on that channel. It's 90 days old. I am 53% towards the benchmark of 7 hours. So once I hit that, then I've got my default 7 hours worth of content. People then can maybe buy my driving foreign software, right? But I personally think I've got to get that to at least 5,000, trust minutes. Then I've got, a bit more clout in the game. And you've got a little progress bar. So just visual aids you can share with you and your team, and you can actually see what's going on with your trust score, okay? Easy to connect your YouTube ID and connect that up, and then boom, there you go. I'm going to make some changes to this because we're not going to be tracking Instagram, LinkedIn, and podcasting, just YouTube specifically, okay? But the reason why I said before that I think you need 10,000 hours is because right now there's 20 million videos being uploaded to YouTube every single day. 20 million videos. Just think about that. 20 million videos every single day on YouTube. So you cannot afford to not put out video every single day. You just can't. Like, you've got to put out. I'm doing stream. This is stream number 2. I did a test stream, make sure things was okay. Wasn't. So I was like, all right, go again. All right, 30 minutes there. Now we're 30 minutes deep on this. This will probably be, I don't know, 50 minutes an hour maybe. But I've also done shorts. I've also done about, 20 LinkedIn posts, right? And I've got to do some TikToks. Then I've got to do more reels. And I've got to do more shorts. I've got to put out as much as I humanly possibly can, because posting is the job. If you don't post, how are you going to get your trust score up? How are you actually going to get people on YouTube to click something and be like, that's a cool video. I'm going to click the link. That seems like it's for me. And then buy something. How are you going to run your business if you don't have no trust with the business through YouTube? It's just not going to happen. So I came to the conclusion that, I just have to post. Like, my job is to post videos. That's it. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a creator. I'm an asset creator, asset manager, whatever you want to call it, attention day trader, you name it. I'm all of that. My job is to post, and that's what you should be focusing on, because the more you post, the more trust you're going to build up with the audience. If they have a built up trust level with you, then they are going to start to buy. And the funny thing is like, when you have no motion, okay, meaning no one knows who you are, nobody cares, right? You literally will struggle to sell anything, because yes, you're going to get, some sales through like pre-recorded stuff, evergreen content. But at the end of the day, that's only one area. The other area is ads. You could be running ads, direct call to action, and you might be able to get, deals from that. And you're more likely, to actually do that, because it is ads. It's directly going in front of someone, right? But if you're only focusing on organic, which seems to be the best strategy right now because it's free, it just costs you your time and some effort and creativity, but you can then see which of the organic content, which everyone seems to see, so I'm not going to just repeat these things, but you can literally just put out as much content, see what works, and then double down on that. So for example, that short that I had today, it got 1,100 views in 4 hours. Cool. That would be something I would run an ad to. I would put money behind that and be like, okay, this seemed to work. Target this set of people and then run it. But I only got to that stage because over the past 24 hours, I put out maybe 10 shorts, 12 shorts, I can't remember. And now one of that 12 is telling me a signal. It's giving me a signal like that's the one to go. But you only get to that by posting. If you don't post, you won't know. And the people will continue to ghost you and your business and your products and your services. There's no point trying to take the cold outreach approach. I'm going to take, a stance on this. The gurus have said cold outreach, that was a previous time. That was like 9 months ago, 12 months ago, 40 months ago information. That's not running now. Now we've got AI that's just doing a lot. Most of the people you speak to online is probably AI for the most part. So how do you think as a human you're going to do cold outreach, beat AI, then try and convince someone that you're the person who can do SEO or whatever services you offer, YouTube strategy, but you don't even post anything? How can you say you're a strategist and you don't even post videos on YouTube? That is crazy work, bro. That is crazy work. And this is what I'm seeing, especially on LinkedIn. Maybe it's a LinkedIn thing. I don't know. But the point I'm making here is you've got to post. So I know that with this channel, and I'm going to change trust scores so you can actually have multiple channels and sync them up, because that's actually needed right now. This was the previous version, but I have updated that. And yeah, that's something that will help you figure that out. But as I told you, I don't think anymore that you can get away with 420 minutes. I just don't think 7 hours is enough to create trust in the marketplace. I think you must have a lot more hours than that. Okay, so these streams probably going to be around 30, 40 minutes. I'm not trying to go overly long if I don't need to, because I'm breaking down each section of first party and my workflow. Just this is what I know, right? This is what works for me. To show you certain things, because there's so much in this. Like, I've literally touched on 2 tabs. There's still analytics, YouTube manager, email, import, FPV calculator. I'll give you a little sneak preview of what's in reach. We've got all of these tools. I have to break that down and why it's important in the whole stack of your YouTube enterprise. And then, of course, the money, which you're going to get last. But with the measure side of things, this is the game right now. This is the game. So I want to show you this. Let me show you here. So as I told you before, this is the current offer that I am giving you guys, right? Choose how you want to pay, whether it's monthly, annual, or lifetime. I showed you earlier in the webinar that the fragmented stack, the baseline was 169 per month. The average, right? The higher end was close to $1,600 a month if you started to calculate all of these different softwares. I'm offering you first party for $200, and you can simply just go to firstparty.app/how much, and you can read all the things that you get for that money, okay? Things I haven't even covered yet in the stream, because it's that jam-packed. And the reason why I built it that way is mainly because these are the tools that I'd found I needed for my previous clients. And they would always come to me and be like, oh, do we have to pay for that? And the reason being is because it wasn't the price. It was the fact that it was like, I have to pay for this software. And ask them, can we pay for that? Can we pay for this? Can we pay for that? And all of this fragmentation starts to make it sound more expensive. But if I say it's just $200 a month for everything, and I don't have to physically go outside, maybe use Canva, there might be a few tools, but rather than 15 or 9 tools, I'm using 2 or 3. All Google integration, that's all in first party. Physical, digital products, all in first party. Funnel builder, in first party. Brand deal calculator, these companies are not even offering that. They don't even have that. We've got that. Why? Because this is the information that people need. So right now, $200, that's the normal price. You're going to get it for 85% off, because I want to work with maximum 25 creators or people within the creator economy ecosystem who see this video. And once the code is rinsed, that's it. So you're going to get it for $30 a month. And that will be grandfathered in for life. Do you know what I mean? So when the price probably will change from 200 to whatever, you're still going to be paying $30 a month. So it's a win-win for you. But what I want from that, for that significant discount, is the opportunity to speak with you at length, because I've made this software, right? This system. I know it better than anyone else. And I want to work with people within this space to get the maximum results out. Because there's no point me just saying, pay $200 a month for something that you don't know. Like, that's just the honest truth. I'm not doing free trials. That's devaluing what I have. It's not free. You have to pay for it because there's costs, right? Email campaigns, that's a cost. You have that as well. which I didn't even cover yet. And you got all these other things that make sure that the software is running optimal, right? But these are like baseline costs and baseline tools that you need to run an internet business today. And as I said, my previous client was a 10-figure a year business, right? Making from 700K upwards a month. I was running a budget of 30 to 60,000 US dollars every month on ads, shooting and producing the content, making sure that we are trying to get these high quality leads. So I've seen it from the higher level. I've seen it working with hair salon owners, right? Different ends of the spectrum, digital people, you name it. So when I've come up with these tools and these things, this is based off of the industry. I study all the gurus, every guru, your favorite guru. I know exactly what they're on, what time, what messaging, what funnels they got. I know all of it. If they're running a workshop funnel that they run every 2 months, I know about that. Are they doing a booking call funnel? Are they using Calendly? Know about all of that. Are they, doing in-person events? Are they do a live ticket event and then upsell from the event? There's all these different strategies for internet business. There isn't like a one size fits all, but you're going to be able to get this at $30 a month. So take advantage of that. Be grateful. And let's lock in the community, which I'm happy to announce is now live. So for all paying users, rather than me taking you to another platform and then doing YouTube like I'm doing now and then promoting somebody else's platform, I'm like, well, this was on the roadmap anyway, that I wanted to build in my own community. So this is it. This is the first V1 of it, so it will improve. But right now you've got the option to post. Anyone can post who's in the community, who's a user, basically, a first-party user, subscriber. Your usual trimmings, attachments, GIFs. I love GIFs. That's how I communicate. That's my tech language, if you will, is GIF. You can put in an embedded link, and that's what it'll look like with your post. And these are pretty much the rules. Obviously, you got your feed on the right-hand side. People can reply. You can reply with a GIF or just text, like a usual community functions. But what I want specifically is not just funny GIFs and stuff like that. I want to be able to build, share, and learn with everyone. And I want everyone else to do the same, okay? Build where people can see the thinking, share your experiments, decisions, numbers, failures, lessons, discoveries. The strongest post should teach something somebody can use immediately. That's how my approach, and I'm saying this is the best approach for everything, but that's my approach to LinkedIn. I'm trying to share the lessons and the workings out and, the figuring out of things. That's what I'm doing here. So show the work, explain the decision, leave something useful behind for someone else, pay it forward. If you've learned something and we're in the same space, it's not about, oh, I'm not going to share because I don't want them to know my source. Yeah, you might have, intellectual property that you don't want to share out. Most businesses have that. I totally get that. But the general things that's, for people in your space and you're working with people and it's beneficial, just share it. It doesn't hurt. And by doing it in this, protected community where it's only paid users who actually access this is not for the public. So you can try all you want, but you will not be able to see this. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Bring value, show receipts where possible, ask better questions, and respect the room. And I think this was like the missing piece for me for first party, but obviously I had to get to this point. There's been a lot of development over the past 9 months, pretty much, but this is really going to change the way how I communicate with the people who subscribe. And think of it like this. You could be saying, hey, we also have customer service, by the way. So if you do have specifics, if I remember where it is, there's so much in here. If I go to account and I go to support, so you can put a support ticket if there's something that comes up where you're like, something's up with whatever, just send a ticket. You got real-time human support. So I already thought of that originally. So we have that. But the community is just a place and going to be a place where we actually just really lock in. And again, I did a video on this channel, which you can see actually. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, I'll post it in the community anyway. Cool. Yeah, I did a video where I said I'm done. I think I said I'm done consulting forever, something like that. And the reason being is because I don't think we need to anymore with YouTube and video full stop as the asset class, which is my whole mantra. And if you do want to read up on why I think video is the next great asset class, just click the link in the description. I'll put a link there to my first party page, and you can download the white paper, which I wrote in 2024, actually, 2 years ago. And it's a full 40 something page document which breaks down like my entire thesis on why I'm so bullish on video and posting. So when people comment, it's like, bro, we've been talking this for a while now. It is about posting video. So you can download that for free. But yeah, I do think that this is like the future of consulting. It's like, okay, you can't just offer buy my software. It's like, well, what else do you have? Because AI can make software, Claude can make software. What else can you offer the customer, the client, the user, the subscriber, right? So I'm like, all right, well, not only that, we got human service, we've got customer service, we've got a full community. So not only you can get all the tools, we can actually discuss them together. And if you've got questions, technical questions, put a ticket if you got an issue with something or there's a bug, because it tends to happen. It's not an issue, but at least if you address that, then I can address it, because I'm not using every single page at every single time. And technologies like that, bugs happen, so you have to let me know, and that's fine. But strategy, what's working, all of these things could be thumbnails, like people give feedback, doesn't matter. And I know there's other communities, which I won't say their names, that do all of that, but I don't own that, right? And this is my platform, so this is what I'm offering. And as I said, for an offer at the moment of 85% off, $30 grandfathered in, the next 25 people, I might open it up again, we'll see. But the next 25 people who click the link in the description, use the code that I put there, it's first come, first serve. So if you get that, then you've locked that in. But essentially, this is the future of the creator economy. And for creators, strategists, editors, thumbnail editors, which we've got all the tools for those people as well. We don't have editing in here, but for thumbnail design, we have that. Okay, that is all in the idea bank. And you can see here thumbnails, right? Boom. So now we're doing ABC testing on YouTube. Of course, we want the same thing here. We want to be able to stack and see what is working, okay? Because if you don't know, if we don't measure twice and cut once, you're just going to make mistakes, okay? So we've got the tools for you. Lock in. And if you've got questions, type them in the comments. Send me a DM on my first party page. I've got my link in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But make sure you watch the video that I just posted. Actually, I'll link this up here when I do the edit replay. And it basically tells you why you should be posting. So thanks for watching. See you in a little bit. Go watch the video. Go watch the video. Go watch the video. Go watch the video. Go watch